Okay, hi there. In economics, you'll often hear the term normal goods. So this short revision video explains what they are. So what is a normal good? Well, it's a good or service that has a negative coefficient of price elasticity of demand, or PED, but a positive coefficient of income elasticity of demand, otherwise known as YED. Now, further distinction can be made between normal necessities and normal luxuries. For normal goods, a fall in their price will increase the quantity demanded in the market. And this is because of, first of all, the substitution effect of lower relative prices. I'll explain that in a second or two. And secondly, because of, and this is important, because of a positive real income effect. You see, for normal goods, there's a positive relationship between the real incomes of consumers and the quantity demanded for this product. Now, normal necessities. So normal necessities have an income elasticity of demand of greater than 0, but less than +1. So, for example, if my income increased by 10%, but my demand, my spending for fresh fruit in the supermarket increases by just 4%, well, we get a positive income elasticity of demand, but the coefficient of income elasticity is only plus 0.4. And that means that my demand, my spending is rising less than proportionate to my changing income. And that's true for necessities, whereas for normal luxuries, well, it's a different category of product, and they have an income elasticity of demand of greater than +1. So that means that demand rises more than proportionate to a change in my income. For example, I might have a 10% rise in my real purchasing power, and that might cause me to increase my spending by 25%. I might spend 25% more on new kitchens, for example. In this case, the income elasticity of demand is plus 2.5, 25% over 10%. Greater than 1, luxuries have a strong positive income elasticity of demand. So, quick reminder, normal goods both positively linked to income, but with necessities, the income elasticity of demand is greater than 0, but less than +1. For example, instant coffee. Whereas for luxury goods, really lovely coffee in a very special restaurant, for example, that has an income elasticity of greater than +1. And hopefully that makes sense in terms of the distinction between the two products. Now, of course, this is contextual. So for what for somebody might be a luxury might be regarded as a necessity for somebody else. So if incomes go up for normal goods, for example, the price of coffee, if income rises, we'd expect to see the demand curve shift out from D1 to D2, and that causes an equilibrium at a higher price and quantity. So rising incomes will lead to an increase in demand for a normal good. When we come to think about falling prices, well, if the price of this good goes down, if the price of coffee falls, for example, there might have been an increased supply of coffee, which causes the price to go down, P1 to P2, and the quantity bought and sold to rise from Q1 to Q2. So we move down the demand curve. There is an expansion of demand. Now, why is this? Well, we think about two main drivers of demand for normal goods. The first is what's called the income effect. You see, if coffee becomes cheaper, if there's a fall in price, that effectively increases the real purchasing power of consumers. It allows people to buy more goods and services with a given budget. And for normal goods, demand rises with an increase in real income as people have a higher purchasing power. And there's a second effect, and that's called the substitution effect. So a fall in the price of a good, for example, coffee, that might make it relatively cheaper compared to tea or hot chocolate. And some consumers will switch to good X, coffee, leading to higher demand. Of course, much depends on the extent to which coffee, hot chocolate and tea are regarded as close substitutes. Now, some exam boards include the use of indifference curve analysis to help explain decisions of consumer preferences and choices with normal and inferior goods. I haven't included indifference curve analysis in this presentation, but do please check out our YouTube videos on indifference curves. We have several that take you through the theory if this bit of the course applies to you. But there we go, a quick video on the economics of normal goods. As always, thanks for joining in and take care. See you sometime soon.